Good morning. My name is Sue Wolf. I have been a part of the work to reduce infant mortality here on the South Side since it began in 2013. First as a member of the leadership team for the Ohio Equity Institute Southside Network for Healthy Families and Babies, and now also with the Near South area of Celebrate One. Mayor Ginther, elected officials, partners in this work to reduce infant mortality, community connectors, neighbors, and friends, I am honored to welcome you to this Celebrate One birthday party and to the announcement of the generous grant from the United Healthcare Foundation to support a community connector corps across the city. It's appropriate that this event is being held here on the South Side. It was the residents of this community who worked diligently for more than a year as the Southside Network for Healthy Families and Babies, who decided that the best strategy to reduce infant mortality in our neighborhoods was to identify and equip connectors, people who come from and know the context, know their neighborhoods. The role of the connector is to reach out to their friends and neighbors with information and resources that can reduce infant mortality and improve overall health of their community. Thanks to the United Healthcare Foundation, what was created by and has been modeled here on the South Side will now be expanded to all 8 Celebrate One priority areas across the city. And thanks to Mayor Ginther, yes. And thanks to Mayor Ginther, who, when he was City Council President, had the foresight to convene the Greater Columbus Infant Mortality Task Force that now is Celebrate One, which provides the structure for this expansion to occur. It is also appropriate that the event is being held here at the Reeb Center. What you see here, from the Southside Learning and Development Center to the Boys and Girls Club, from job training and counseling to healthy eating and other supporting services, it's a reflection of the hard work of the many partners to create this center for a healthy community. It's a third place where people gather to nourish their minds, their bodies, and their spirits, and to build bonds that strengthen those relationships. The Reeb Center is indeed a hub of hope for the South Side. So imagine now that every community-based organization that hosts a community connector, working with the partners in their communities in this important work, will also be a hub of hope where they live, learn, work, and play. My organization, Community Development for All People, will host a connector this year. We are very excited about the possibilities and the potential to reach deep into our communities, to grow those relationships, to hear from families their hopes and dreams and aspirations, to accompany and support them as they together create a healthy community where every baby thrives to her first birthday and beyond. Thank you all for coming today and for the passion and commitment you have for improving the lives of families and babies. And now it's my pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, Erica Clark-Jones, Director of Community Strategies for Celebrate One. Her passion and energy and eagerness to get up here continue to inspire and motivate all of us who are called to this work. Erica.
Good morning. What a beautiful crowd. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Sue, for that warm welcome and for all that you do in our community, for partnering with us to help all babies on the South Side live to Celebrate One. Before we begin our program today, I would like to give special thanks to the Reeb Avenue Center and its board for hosting this community celebration today. I see several of our board members, including Reverend John Egger and Jane Grody-Abel. Thank you. I would also like to thank the Southside Learning and Development Center, which, from my understanding, yielded their indoor recess space to our resource fair. So I thank you. A thanks goes out to them, as well as the Southside Network for Healthy Families and Babies. And I can't pass up this opportunity to recognize our Ohio Equity Institute core team, comprised of Nancy Bechtel, Robin Taylor, Sue Wolf, Alicia Leatherman, and Ann Trin. We worked with the residents with the Southside Network for Healthy Families and Babies to really put together a solid program that reached residents where they were, so thank you very much. Today, with the generous support of the United Health Foundation and many partner agencies throughout our city, we are thrilled to announce the expansion of this program to all 8 Celebrate One priority neighborhoods as the Celebrate One Connector Corps. This work would not be possible without the tireless partnership of our community-based agencies. I want to take this opportunity to acknowledge all of our Celebrate One Connector Corps partners at this time. So when I call your name, if you could please stand and remain standing until each of our partners have been recognized, and if you're in the back, just wave your hand. The Ohio State University College of Nursing and President Drake, Community Development for All People, Men for the Movement, J. Jireh Ministries, Partners for Achieving Community Transformation, or PACT, the Neighborhood House, St. Stephen's Community House, Gladden Community House, the YMCA, Somali Can, Central Ohio Workforce Investment Corporation, Avanza, Moms to Be, and the Far East Side Pride Center. And last but certainly not least, our Health Commissioner, Dr. Long, and the tireless team at Columbus Public Health. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for your ongoing support and work, which enabled us to reach this important milestone today for Columbus and for Celebrate One. On February 29th, our inaugural class of connectors, which are residents of our 8 neighborhoods that are priorities for Celebrate One, will begin their training at The Ohio State University College of Nursing. We are pleased to be joined today by several of these future community health workers from across our great city. If there are connectors in the audience, which I know there are, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations to each of you. Working with our residents and community leaders has a way of grounding our priorities. Our next speaker understands the tremendous impact that we can have when we work together. I am so honored to introduce you to the leader who rallied our community and inspired us all to be a part of the movement to save babies in Columbus. Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther formed the Greater Columbus Infant Mortality Task Force, which issued a report with 8 recommendations to reduce infant mortality in Columbus and Franklin County. As a result, Celebrate One was created in November 2014 to carry out those recommendations to ensure that Franklin County meets its ambitious goals of reducing infant mortality by 40% and cutting the racial disparity gap in half by 2020. Mayor Ginther has shown tremendous leadership and commitment to all babies in our community, and we are so grateful. Please welcome Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther.
What a great day in the city of Columbus. Thank you, Erica, for your vision and leadership, which made today's celebration a reality. When I asked you to join me and help lead this effort, I couldn't have asked for a more dynamic, visionary leader committed to results on behalf of Columbus's children and families. I also want to thank Donna James, who's here. Donna, where are you? Donna James, right there in the middle of battery. Donna has been a co-chair of the task force and is one of the co-chairs of our executive committee for Celebrate One. And Donna, I thank God for you every day because you have been a tremendous dynamo and leader in this effort. And we would not be where we are today and where we're going by 2020 without you. So thank you, Donna James. So I think we have 2 of the 3 of our trifecta. I don't know if Congresswoman Beatty is here yet. There she is, right there. She was sitting right behind me. No wonder I didn't see her. You couldn't ask. I don't know any community in America that has the terrific trifecta that we have representing us in Washington. Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, Congressman Steve Stivers, and my Congressman, Pat Tiberi, thank you for being here and for all your support. Joe Gilligan, I know, is here from Senator Sherrod Brown's office, and thank you, Joe, for being here and representing Sherrod. The Policy Relations Administrator at the Ohio Department of Medicaid, Tracy Bell Thomas, thank you for being here as well. Our city's top doc, Health Commissioner Dr. Long, President Pro Tem Priscilla Tyson. When I started working on this issue just a few years ago, Councilwoman Tyson, now President Pro Tem Tyson, who chairs the Health and Human Services Committee, has been right beside me every step of the way, shepherding legislation through council and continuing to build support in our community. Priscilla, thank you. And we are grateful for the great partnership with our county. Not many cities and counties work as closely together as the City of Columbus and Franklin County. And this commissioner, who is now the commission president, served on the task force, was intimately involved in all of our work, and has been a tremendous leader. And people say, you know, don't tell me what you believe, show me what you believe. And President John O'Grady has showed us what he believes in every day during this journey. Thank you, John. State Senator Jim Hughes as well, great friend and ally and supporter of ours, and 3 dynamic leaders from the House of Representatives. And I have to acknowledge my former colleague, because we're in his House district today, and that is State Representative Herschel Craig, who's been a dynamic leader, supporter. And we also need to give thanks for Cheryl Grossman and David Leland, state representatives that are here today. United Healthcare Community Plan of Ohio, CEO Tracy Davidson. Nationwide Children's Hospital, President and CEO Dr. Allen. The Ohio Department of Health Medical Director, Dr. Mary DeOrio. And of course, our leader of this work, day in and day out, our Celebrate One Director, Leanne Eagle. Thank you, Leanne. Just real quickly, there were 2 dynamic women a few years ago that worked with a guy named Coleman to bring this Reeb Community Center to a reality. And these 2 dynamic women, one of which is here with us today, but we would not be here and having the impact on the south side of the Columbus without the commitment of Jane Grody Abel and Tanny Crane. Jane, thank you for everything you do. And obviously, we've heard from Sue Wolf, who is a fantastic advocate on behalf of families and children everywhere, but particularly on the South Side, and we are grateful for her leadership. I want to thank you all for being here. The fact that you are here underscores the commitment we all share working together in making a difference for all babies in our community. When we launched the Greater Columbus Infant Mortality Task Force 2 years ago, I envisioned this moment, a time when civic leaders, government, neighborhood leaders, community agencies, healthcare, businesses, all came together to address this public health crisis. This is Columbus's dream team. This is the movement that will make the days of our youngest citizens brighter and healthier and help them thrive into their early childhood years. It's our community's plan through Celebrate One. It's coming to fruition. And today is another example of what we can do when we work together. United Health Foundation's 1.7, let me say that again. United Health Foundation's $1.7 million grant is another great step toward achieving our goals. We have the most ambitious goals in America: to reduce our infant mortality rate by 40% and cut the racial disparity in half. But this is Columbus. This is what we do when we work together and focus on children and families. Over the next 3 years, this money will help support Celebrate One's Connector Corps, a group of dedicated community health workers who will be our boots on the ground in this neighborhood and others with high infant mortality rates across the city, trained by the Ohio State University, the greatest college of nursing university in America. 72 Connector Corps workers will educate mothers-to-be, mothers, and families, reaching 27,000 women every year. Corps members will be critical to our work in neighborhoods by expanding the number of residents who are able to conduct outreach, building trust, and by reducing barriers to care in communities at greatest risk for increased infant mortality rates. Columbus is America's opportunity city, and that opportunity must extend to everyone in every neighborhood, including our youngest and most fragile residents. Babies in our community are counting on all of us, their mothers for a healthy pregnancy and delivery so they can get the best start in life, families for care and support so they can thrive in their first year and beyond, city leaders to provide strong neighborhoods, education, and jobs that improve the economic and social conditions that contribute to a healthy life, health systems such as the United Healthcare. Let's give it up for United Healthcare. Leaders like United Healthcare to step up to support this work. Neighborhood leaders to help build strong communities that lift up babies and families. Public health and community agencies that provide critical services to babies and their families. And state and federal leaders who we have fantastic leadership from to support and funding we need at all levels of government to ensure preconception and prenatal care for healthy pregnancies and full-term births. Yes, babies are counting on all of us, and we all have a critical role to play. The Connector Corps is another positive step that will take our community in the direction it needs to go, starting at the neighborhood level. This program will not only help more babies live and thrive in their first year and beyond, but will serve as a model for other cities all across the country, which share our collective fight against infant mortality. We can, and we will, move the needle and make a difference for babies, their mothers, families, and our great neighborhoods, like this one. So all babies live to blow out the candles on their first birthday cake. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your commitment and for all that you're doing to help all babies in all of our neighborhoods celebrate one. God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor Ginther. As the mayor noted, it takes all of us working together at the state and national levels to reduce infant mortality. Washington, D.C. isn't necessarily known for bipartisanship these days. They wrote that line. That is not mine. But Columbus is lucky to be represented by in Washington by 3 members of Congress who happen to be longtime friends and who have worked together for the good of the region since their days in the Ohio legislature. Representative Pat Tiberi, Representative Steve Stivers, and Representative Joyce Beatty are committing to make it a real difference in our community. We are so pleased they have joined together to support efforts to reduce infant mortality. We appreciate their leadership and want to thank them for being here today and for prioritizing the important work to improve the lives of children and families in Columbus. First, I would like to introduce Representative Tiberi, who is serving his 8th term representing the 12th Congressional District of Ohio as senior member of the House Ways and Means Committee and chairman of the Health Subcommittee. Representative Tiberi is a leader on health care issues in Washington. I'm going there. Please welcome Pat Tiberi.
Thank you. Wow. Got to pinch myself. This is pretty awesome. Thank you to Celebrate One, to the Columbus Health Department. Doc, good to see you back there. You're like Coleman. You just never leave. You stay here forever. Do you have like the record for directors of health? You should. You've done a great job. United Healthcare. Wow. This is amazing. You know, I was thinking this morning about this event, and Mayor, you'll appreciate this, and O'Grady, you'll appreciate this too, and those of you who have grown up in Columbus, we've come a long way. In fact, Mayor, you're the envy of every mayor in Ohio, because a lot of cities aren't growing the way Columbus is growing. There's a tremendous amount of excitement, and with growth comes really awesome things. I'll give you one of those awesome things. So growing up in Columbus, Tracy Davidson from United Health Care and her husband Ed, who's retired, I can't believe that, Tracy, from the Columbus Police Department. We grew up in a neighborhood where we were lucky because in our neighborhood in Columbus, in the Northland area, we had one of those Donato's pizzas. There weren't a lot of them. There weren't a lot of them, Jane, but we had one, and we spent a lot of time there. I am not kidding. Small fortune at Donato's Pizza. Well, I'm not going to tell you how many years later. Now, there are Donato's pizzas everywhere. They're like mushrooms in the yard, that just dandelions. They just pop up everywhere. That's a great thing about growth. But with growth also comes challenges, and the mayor knows that, and the commissioner knows that, Jim Hughes knows that, a tremendous amount of challenges. And we're talking about one of those challenges today. And one, quite frankly, that I didn't know about growing up here until I walked into Riverside Hospital one day, over 7 years ago, into the NICU unit. And I was in the NICU unit because we had 3 little girls that were in the NICU unit, and they were going to be fine. But there were other little babies in that NICU unit that were miracles. Just a few years earlier, if it wasn't for the technology and our wonderful, wonderful hospitals here and our incredible doctors, just a few years before that, those little babies, the size of my hand, wouldn't have made it. And many of them, to the mayor's point, are still not making it. So this is going to make a huge difference. And we are going to move the needle because of that collaboration and because of this grant from United Healthcare and because of the private sector support and the nonprofit support, because of your support, Jane, of giving back and what Donato's has done. So it's great to see this collaboration on the public side, the private side, the nonprofit side, to help our communities and ultimately help those little ones make it. So God bless y'all. Great to be here.
Congressman Tiberi, thank you for your longstanding work on this issue and being here with us today. With that, I would like to introduce Representative Steve Stivers. Congressman Stivers is serving his 3rd term representing the 15th Congressional District of Ohio and is a member of the House Financial Services Committee. Representative Stivers.
Thank you, Eric, and I'll be very brief. I want to say thank you to Mayor Ginther, to Celebrate One, to United Healthcare, to this community for coming together. As a father of 2 young children, this issue is close to my heart. I want to say thank you to Pat Tiberi and Joyce Beatty. You know, just 6 weeks ago, we got a bill that Catherine Clark and I worked on with Pat Tiberi and Joyce Beatty on neonatal abstinence syndrome, these babies that are being born addicted to drugs, passed into law to try to address that part of the problem. That's one piece of many preventable issues that can be prevented with education and care. And what's happening today is going to help get those communities that need it here in Central Ohio, the education and care that they need. I want to thank the folks who are going to be in the communities doing it. Thank you. A lot of you are here with us today. Let's give them a big round of applause. Unleashing an army of 72 community volunteers and workers that can help address these issues is going to make a huge difference because we know where these concentrated areas are and we know how to prevent them. And I'm so excited I want to say thank you again to United Healthcare, $1.7 million to help address this problem. Let's give them a big round of applause. We're lucky to live in a community that rallies together and comes together, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or live on the north side, south, east or west side, we look out for each other. I'm so proud to be part of that, so proud to work with Pat Tiberi and Joyce Beatty, who are great partners and great folks to serve this community and just have great hearts and hard work. And it's great to be with you today. Thank you to everybody involved. God bless you, and we want to work to really help these babies celebrate their first birthday and then thrive beyond that. But let's get them to their first birthdays and help them thrive after that. God bless you. Thank you for including me.
Congressman Stivers, thank you for your leadership and for being here today. It is now my honor to introduce Representative Joyce Beatty, who is serving her second term representing the 3rd Congressional District of Ohio. She also serves with Representative Stivers as a member of the House Financial Services Committee and one of my personal mentors. Joyce Beatty.
Good morning, and let me just say what an honor it is to be home. First, let me just say to you, Mayor Ginther, thank you for not only having the vision, but making sure that there is a resolve to that vision. And we see it today with Celebrate One. And to United Health, let me just say, we need to say $1.7 million as many times as we can. So I say thank you, thank you, thank you. So much has been said. Let me just associate myself with all those words. But I really like that trifecta part, Mayor, because that means the two of them are nothing without the third part. And let me say to my colleagues, because we can do this, because I actually enjoy working with them and being that third part, because they too have paved the way and they helped me along the way. And I am so proud that infant mortality was one of the things, and we didn't just show up today. For those of you who don't know it, we've actually held forums. We've been engaged in Washington and right here in Central Ohio because we understand the vision, we understand what it takes, but most importantly, it is the public-private partnerships that's making this work. So let's give ourselves a round of applause because you are the public, all those moms to be. Whether it is city government, whether it is state government or federal, we understand the value, and I couldn't say it better, than helping families live healthier lives. So I am so honored to be on this team. And today, let it be a great example of the power of government. And I'm going to dub that as we are the Dream Team community. We are a community that understands if we work collectively on this issue, and what a better issue to set as the example and the role model that that little child will not only have a first birthday, but a second and a third and a 13th and a 21st. And I know what it means to have that little child have a healthy life because you see, I'm a proud grandmother. And being a grandmother with a healthy child is the best gift that anyone could give. So I say to you, thank you for being here. Thank you for that $1.7 million. Thank you for the public and private partnerships. And I am Joyce Beatty, and I approve all these messages.
$1.7. Thank you, Congresswoman Beatty. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce the President of Franklin County Board of Commissioners, who has been a strong partner in the fight against infant mortality from the beginning, Commissioner John O'Grady, who has served in a number of elected roles in county government and was an original member of the Columbus Greater Infant Mortality Task Force. He was also instrumental in securing both the county's participation in and funding for Celebrate One. Thank you very much, my friend, Commissioner John O'Grady.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's great to see everyone here today. There's a great crowd. If you can't see it in the front, this is fantastic. With all these speeches by all these politicians, a lot of times I sit here and I think to myself, why does anybody have to hear from one more? And certainly, why does anybody ever have to follow Joyce Beatty? But as Erica told you and Andy told you earlier, this is something that's been very important to myself and my colleagues on the Board of Commissioners. This is something that, frankly, we recognize right away as a lot of these folks are our clients, are the folks that we deal with on a regular basis in county government. And so this became very, very important to us. I want to thank Celebrate One and Columbus Public Health for doing what we consider to be some of the most important work that we can be doing in this world. It is, this strikes at the heart of who we are as a community. There's nothing more important in our lives than family. Certainly, I've been living that and learning that lately as the youngest of 12 who's gone. We've had some trying times lately, and so family is at the core of everything that we do. Infant mortality is tragic. The disparity between the number of white and black babies who make it to their first birthday is frankly shameful. And the preventable death of young children is all of our responsibilities, everyone. So that's why the county has continued to work with Celebrate One to focus our efforts on improving access to health care for women before, during, and after pregnancy. We've invested in the Better Birth Outcomes initiative to improve access to prenatal care. We're working to expand access to health care, specifically Medicaid, for women of childbearing age who qualify. And our Job and Family Services Department has prioritized Medicaid applications for pregnant women. We're also now enrolling nearly 1,000 babies each month into Medicaid and other programs as soon as they're born. And we, thank you. And we've placed case managers at several of the area hospitals to help streamline this process. Lastly, we've convened a working group of hospitals and other partners to track mothers, babies, and outcomes so that we can focus our efforts on what works best and target the people who need the help the most. I was proud to be a part of this task force and proud to be asked by my friend Andy Ginther. But I'm also proud to be a part of this unprecedented community-wide effort that's been being undertaken by Celebrate One. We all know that we have a long way to go, but the work that's been made possible by the United Healthcare Foundation grant will help Celebrate One and all the partners enhance our efforts and amplify our outcomes in the community. The county investments that I mentioned will go that much farther thanks to the work that is supported by this grant. And the way that it will, and in that way it will strengthen our community's connections. We learned in the task force, Erica, process that we went through that you can have all of the best and intentions and the most effective programs, but if they don't reach the community in the most meaningful way, then we really fall short of our goals. And that's why this Community Connector Corps is so important in the work that you're doing. So thank you to the United Health Foundation, and thank you to everyone here for all the work that you've been doing, everyone that's rallying around this effort in Central Ohio. We learn from best practices from our counterparts and our friends around the country in this process, and I am very confident in the people in this room and the people that are doing this work that we will get there and we will achieve all the goals that that our task force put together. So thank you.
Commissioner O'Grady, thank you for all your work on this issue and for being here with us today. You know, people say, why did we have so many speakers? Because it takes this many. It takes this many entities to get this job done. So I'm honored to introduce our next speaker, President Pro Tem Priscilla Tyson, Chair of Columbus City Council's Health and Human Services and Finance Committees. She is a champion of neighborhood issues and has been a strong and active partner in our efforts to reduce infant mortality. Please welcome my friend, President Pro Tem Priscilla Tyson.
Good morning. And certainly, as John O'Grady said, it really is amazing to stand at this podium and really look out into this crowd and see all the individuals that certainly do play a role in making sure that infant mortality is not going to be still an issue in our community, because it takes every single one of us. So first of all, I want to thank Mayor Ginther that while we served together on Columbus City Council, this was something that he championed. He saw there was a need in our community and put together the groups of people that are in this room to make sure that there is a difference in our community in regards to infant mortality. So thank you, Mayor Ginther, for your insight, for pulling all this together and ensuring that children live not only to live their first birthday, but I know all the other work you're going to do to live further in their lives. So thank you for your leadership. Again, it does take every single one of us, and I know, as we've said, all these elected officials getting up and speaking, but we're all here because we all care. We all care. This is not something that we're just standing here and saying this is a photo op for us, let's just let everybody see us. This is not what this is about. This is truly about making a difference in lives. And so you've already heard from what our federal leaders have said, how they have made changes at the federal level to ensure that our children are living to their first birthday. And I know that all three of them are also working on things to make sure those children live beyond their first birthday, because there's other needs that these kids' families need, and I'll mention that when I mention the community connectors. But also, again, thank the county commissioners, thank the state, because we're all working on this. And if we weren't all working on this, I tell you, we would not be able to have the movement that we're planning on having by 2020. So as you heard today, that solving the infant mortality in Columbus is truly a collective effort. Again, it takes every single one of us. I'm very proud of the work of Columbus Public Health, of Celebrate One, and all the individuals that have been working to ensure that we can reduce infant mortality. And Erica, thank you for your work. The Celebrate One Connector Core Program is a grassroots effort that will ensure residents who live in neighborhoods most impacted by infant mortality will receive the support that they need. And we saw the women stand that are going to be working in these communities. That is critically important. That's critically important, because not only will they be able to help those families with the needs around those babies, they also will be in those communities understanding what the needs are of those families, because it isn't just about can the baby get to 1 year. They can get to 1 year old if they have all the other services. Do the families have jobs? Do the families have food? Do the families have other health care needs? They will be looking at all those issues and helping those families get all the services that they need to move themselves forward. So I am so excited that you guys have decided to make this a position or a job, or that you care so deeply about, you're passionate about it, or you wouldn't be doing the work. So I thank you for signing up. I thank you for the training you're going to be having with The Ohio State University to help change the lives of the entire family. So thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause. I mentioned that it takes a lot to improve individuals' lives. And so we're so proud of the Columbus Network of Healthy Families and Babies, the program we've had on the South Side, to start to be the forerunner of the other community connectors. But we also have to highlight another South Side initiative that has been key, that will help to make sure that our babies on the South Side and lived for their first birthday. And that is not only the Reeves School, which we're studying, because council supported Reeves. Reeves is an important community asset to helping children, but also the John Maloney Center. The John Maloney Center is a place where we offer obstetrics, we have specialty care, the Moms to Be program is there, the WIC program is there. So by us supporting our neighborhood health centers, that helps the neighborhoods move forward with the issues that we're talking about today, because you can't begin to solve infant mortality without having great health care facilities. So we're so happy to have the John Maloney Center in this community. And again, with that $1.7 million, which is a generous support of the United Healthcare Foundation, Celebrate One will be able to continue to help us to meet the needs within those 8 communities. And that's why these individuals that stood up, they're funding them. They're in the communities working each and every day. So thank you, United Health Foundation, for these dollars to help us to move this issue forward. Columbus City Council, who of course, Erica said I am on Columbus City Council, but all my council members care deeply about infant mortality. And that's why we have approved this grant. That's why this council has also continued to put more money and dollars to support infant mortality, and that we also are taking steps to help to make sure that we're going to continue to be a partner and be able to help provide other resources that will help infant mortality in our community. We know first hand that infant mortality is very complicated. It's a tough issue. It's a tough issue. If it weren't tough, it would have been solved already. And so with that, we know that, again, we need to work on jobs, safety, education. And so we're going to need our federal leaders, our state leaders, our county leaders to help in all of this. So when these community connectors come and tell us what the needs are, we have to listen. We have to listen if we're really going to make a difference. So we want to continue to invest in our neighborhoods and fight this battle. As a council member, we will do that, working with our mayor. And we'll address, again, all those issues that are affecting our communities. And so we are up for the fight. We're going to work with our mayor, and together with each and every one of you, we're going to make sure together that our babies not only live to be 1 year old, but be able to live the life that when they were made, that God has given them, they're able to reach their full potential. And it will take each and every one of you. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, President Pro Tem Tyson, for your support on behalf of families and babies in our neighborhoods. This crowd has grown since I've started, and this is great, but don't worry, there's about 6 more minutes till we get to the cake, so just hang on. Today's announcement would not be possible without the leadership and commitment to transforming health with communities, not on behalf of, not for, with communities from United Health Foundation. It gives me great honor to introduce our next speaker, Tracy Davidson. Tracy's the Chief Executive Officer for United Healthcare Community Plan of Ohio. And Tracy's team, the United Healthcare team, they are awesome. They are professional, supportive. They transformed this hallway today. And we are fortunate to have such a strong leader and health advocate in Tracy in our state. But I am going to change her name to Tracy 1.7 million Davidson.
Thank you all. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for that very kind introduction, Erica. It is a privilege to be here. United Health Foundation, along with United Healthcare, are thrilled to be partnering and offering the resource fair that's here for the community today, and for this greater announcement that we've been talking about for the last 40 minutes. And I promise I'm between you and the cake. I also wanted to mention how humbling it is for me to be behind this podium, because I have very deep roots in this community, in the South Side specifically. My grandfather was born at White Cross Hospital, which is now Riverside Methodist Hospital. He went to this school, Reeb Avenue, in the 30s. He started our family here, Reeb and Parsons Avenue, in a little house across from the parsonage. And my parents were married at Reeb Avenue Community Church on 68 Reeb Avenue 52 years ago. So I've been here a long time. Pat recognized that my husband and I have grown up here, graduated from Columbus Public Schools, and we are proud Central Ohio residents. So as I mentioned, I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be giving $1.7 million to this organization. And I am very honored by all of the participation of our elected leaders that are here supporting us today. It is an honor to have you all with us, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Today's resource fair that's downstairs that we'll see in a few minutes is just one example of all the pioneering efforts that the Public Health Department and Celebrate One are deploying as a result of all these collective initiatives. We are working together for a variety of issues to connect the Columbus residents to what they need to have successful babies. And what I mean by that is babies are born too small here. They're born too early. They're impacted by safe sleep practice or lack thereof. We have issues with tobacco and tobacco cessation problems. And there are racial disparities that we've talked about as a result of social and economic conditions in some of our most precious neighborhoods. But we know that together we can make a difference. Look at this crowd. It has been amazing to hear all of the varieties of individuals that are contributing to this effort. Big companies, small companies, not-for-profit agencies, government agencies, action agencies, you name it, it's here. The faith organizations, every individual committed to making sure that our babies have the opportunity to thrive. So collaboration is key when it comes to big ideas, and when it comes to children and families, often the most vulnerable in our communities, collaboration is in fact the key to making a difference. The previous speakers have talked all about the core model and the connector model. 27,000 women and families are to be touched annually by these 72 community health workers. 27,000 women and families will be touched by these individuals that stood up a few minutes ago. That I am proud of. This grant is part of United Health Foundation's Better Health in Local Communities initiative, which provides critical resources to improve local health outcomes across the country. That's why we're here. That's what we've been talking about. And the grant was established by United Health Group, which is our parent company, in 1999. During that time, since 1999, the foundation has granted over $285 million to programs and communities worldwide to improve health systems, to build a diverse health workforce, and to enhance the well-being of our local communities. As a company and as individuals, we're always looking for those ways that we want to partner in the neighborhoods that we live, work, and play. So, without further ado, on behalf of United Health Foundation and United Healthcare and all of our employees, over 3,000 Ohioans employed across the state, we are grateful for the opportunity to be partnering with Columbus Public Health, with Celebrate One, and all of the partners in this room and in the community to provide $1.7 million to help reduce infant mortality in Greater Columbus. With that, I would like to invite Leanne and I think Miss Lily to join me on stage for the formal check presentation, and then we'll be on to cake.
Wanted a giant check like that. I want to thank Tracy Davidson and the United Health Foundation for this unbelievable award to Celebrate One and to this community. It really, $1.7 million, I think when we started a year ago, really in earnest with Celebrate One, this is what we would hope would have happened, and now it's happened. And so we're encouraged by this, and we just want to thank United Health Foundation. Words can't describe what this means to our effort. I am fortunate to be joined here on the podium with Miss Lily Banner. Lily is one of our original community health workers who was part of the program here on the South Side. Ms. Lily is a 33-year Southside resident, and she's volunteered her efforts with the Reeb-Hosack Civic Association for 25 years. She is one of the first graduates of the Southside Connectors pilot program, so I just wanted her to maybe take a minute and share her experiences with us.
Thank you, Leanne. Good morning. Good morning. In my work as a community health worker on the South Side, I have seen the impact that one person can make to when they connect with other people. Every family can use a word of encouragement, and as they support, a word of encouragement and support as they raise a child in this world. Remember, it takes a village. Okay, I encourage all residents in every neighborhood to spread the word about what can be done to reduce infant mortality. And I would like to thank the United Health Foundation, Celebrate One, and the Columbus Puppy Health for expanding this worthwhile program to make it possible for more residents to become a community health worker and save the Franklin County baby. While doing so, I'd like to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Lily. We really appreciate your efforts, and we know that you're not stopping anytime soon. I am here today on behalf of the Celebrate One partners, and Celebrate One is everyone in this room. But specifically, there are several organizations who are implementing the recommendations that came out of the Greater Columbus Infant Mortality Task Force, and they're doing an amazing job in making some progress, and I just want to acknowledge those organizations. Columbus Departments of Public Health and Development, Franklin County Job and Family Services, Franklin County Family and Children First Council, our hospitals, Nationwide Children's Hospital, Ohio Health, Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, and Mount Carmel Health Systems, Primary One Health, who operates one of their centers here at John Maloney, the Central Ohio Hospital Council, and the Ohio Department of Medicaid. Each of these organizations continually rolls up their sleeves and say, what more can we do to impact the lives of babies and families here in Central Ohio? Before I can say let them eat cake, I just want to remind you of two important realities that really guide our work. The first reality is that success will take time. Reducing the number of babies who die before their first birthday is not something that's going to happen overnight. Our plan is a 5-year plan, and it will take that much time till we see the numbers where we want to see them. We anticipate that we will make progress along the way, but we need everyone to kind of stay the course and stay with us, because it's going to take that much time to turn this really difficult challenge around. The second reality is that we have many wonderful partners, many organizations that are involved. It's not us alone that will solve this problem. As many of you have heard today from our wonderful speakers, it will take every single one of us to look at ourselves and say, what can I do to impact the lives of babies and families here in Columbus and Franklin County? Each of us, maybe through our organizations or through our neighborhoods, we may know a pregnant woman who needs some support. That's the kind of thing that each of us needs to do if we really want to Celebrate One with all our babies in Columbus and Franklin County. Finally, I just want to say a very special thank you to one of my bosses, Mayor Andrew Ginther. It is a pleasure to serve in this capacity as the director of Celebrate One, and I couldn't ask for a better mentor and executive committee co-chair, Donna James, who really is right there in the trenches with us and a wonderful supporter. And finally, I want to thank my partner in crime, Erica Clark-Jones. Many people have recognized the work that Erica does. I like to say that if there was a community meeting at 2 o'clock in the morning, Erica would show up with apples and granola bars and say, well, that's when they can meet. Nobody does community like Erica Clark-Jones. And it is absolutely my honor and my pleasure to work with her. This Community Connector Corps was Erica's vision and Erica's baby, and with Erica at the helm, I am confident that it will be more than successful. Finally, I just want to acknowledge once again our team that is here today, the community connectors that have signed up, that said, I want to be part of this effort. We know you're going to do great, and we know you're going to make a difference, and again, I just want to give them a round of applause and thank them. With that, I can finally say, let them eat cake. Please join Mayor Ginther in the resource room. We're going to blow out the candles on our ceremonial first birthday cake and make our wish that all babies in Columbus and Franklin County will reach #1 and thrive every year beyond that. Thank you.